and we have arranged this paid session only for your unexpected work which you have done for the company, right? The efforts which you have given, and hopefully I am expecting the same in the coming time and also in the future, right? And while you're going from here, you should be like in a good place. That is the aim of a company. So this is what we give from our side, and hopefully you just utilize the session properly and cooperate with the company accordingly in the future also, and let it be in a good place, let it be landing in a land yourself in a good place after this training, right? After this association, and those who perform efficient and those who can be like efficient for the company, those will be coming in as a permanent employee, right? So the efficiency matters here. So there's everything is watched here. I hope everyone knows everything is watched. Those who working with like involvement, those who working with the good efficiency, everything is watched here. Nirmala and Pavithra, please unmute yourself.
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am.
So can you please talk to, I mean, some words for the interns? So what we are arranging and how they are doing. Could you able to explain?
Okay. In our team, in this training, totally 8 members are there in this
Mm,
meeting.
mm.
These interns are completed 185 hours. These interns move to the next month of training.
So everyone are efficient,
Yes,
correct?
yes, ma'am.
Okay, very good. So that's what you are here.
Mm.
So to be here, you are a special one. Please understand that. Utilize this and move ahead. Okay, Nirmala, please.
Ma'am, totally my team members are above 10 are completed, 2
Very good.
months.
Very good. So everyone are
Um,
efficient, right?
yes, ma'am.
Okay. Thank you. Thank you.
Yes,
So
ma'am.
Wahid, yeah, Wahid I know personally. He's good. And I wanted to know everyone individually. So you should be like, your identity should be shown to me at the end of the day. So everyone name should be spelled by your team lead. So in that way, you should be efficient. Can you able to understand? If yes, please thumbs up. Only four thumbs up I could able to see. Others, what happened? Yes. What happened to Tamilarasan? What happened to Mohammed Thanzim? Yes, thank you. Thank you so much. So I don't want to take much time of you. I'll be leaving the meeting. So sir will start. And can you please, sir, start with a basic introduction? I'll be here up to that. And I will leave the meeting.
All right,
Yeah,
all right,
thank you so much. Thank you so much. I'm muting myself.
all right. Yeah,
Yes.
thank you. All right, guys, this is Srinath here, and a quick intro of myself is I'm working in a CTS. It's you all know that it's a cognizant, and I'm 15 plus years of experience, and have worked on various platforms and domains, and I'm here to give exploration on what is on the technical as well as on the domain knowledge of what is going on to the today's world. Okay, so let's not have a theoretical session. Let's have a practical session, and it should be a communicable way. I don't want that to be happen in a conversation, a single conversation. So let's have a communication, right? So you all can give a quick intro about yourself. Probably when we get started on the session, will if anyone wants to talk, they can give their name, and they can ask their question or they can give an answer on it. All right?
Sorry for the interruption, sir. They can use the chat window also efficiently in all
Yeah,
the ways. Yeah.
yeah. Either of the things. So, guys, can we get started?
Please mention whom. You just mention the names are better. Nandhini
Okay.
Rajendran first, please.
Good morning, sir.
Perfect. Uh, So it will be better that if we communicate over the phone, I mean the microphone. So instead of giving into a chat, you can unmute yourself and you can, you know, you can talk to me. And if you have any queries and you wanted to stop in the mid, you can raise your hand so that I can stop. You can ask me a question on that. All right.
Just a quick introduction because the session has to start now. Please make a quick introduction. Who you are, what you have studied, where you have studied, and you're working for here. Okay, like that.
Good morning to one and all. Myself Nandhini Rajendran. I am from Chidambaram. Now I am pursuing MBA IT Analytics in Sairam Engineering College. Thank you. Devi.
Please, next, Yuvashree. Please proceed. Yuvashree is there?
Hi, this is Yuvashree. I have completed my BSc Computer Science in Sri Krishna Swami College. I'm 2020 passed out.
Balakrishna? Balakrishna, please.
Yeah, yes. Hi guys, I am Balakrishna. I am studying BCA in Dr. M.K. Cunningham College in past 2021. Thank you.
Saranya, please go ahead.
Yes, ma'am. This is Saranya. I'm from Cheyya, Trivandamala district. I'm currently pursuing a bachelor's degree in information technology at Satyabama University.
Thank you. Dharani, please go ahead.
Hi ma'am, this is Dharani Nagarajan. Basically, I'm from Karu and I completed my B graduation in Pave College of Engineering. I'm 2021 passed out. Thank you.
Thank you. Malini, please go ahead.
Hi, this is Malini. I'm from Chennai. I have completed my BSc in biotechnology and I have around 7 plus years in the
I think your voice is very, very, very low, Malini. Please check that. Okay. Tamilarasan Gajendra Kumar, please.
Good morning, ma'am. I'm Tamilarasan. I did my MCA degree in Malay University. I'm 2018 batchman.
Thank you so much. Navin Kumar, please.
Good morning, ma'am. Myself, Navin Kumar. I am from Chayar and I am currently studying mechanical engineering final year in Savita Engineering College.
Thank you so much. Mohammed Thanzim, please.
Good morning, ma'am. This is Mohammed Thanzim. I completed BSc Computer Science in 2020 past out.
Rajini Patil, please.
Good morning, ma'am. My name is Rajini Patil. I am from Maharashtra. Talking about my education, I completed my post graduation from SITM University in 2019. Thank you.
Chandraganth, please.
Good morning, everyone. I am Chandraganth. I am from Trichy. I did my bachelor's in SRMPRP Engineering College. I completed in 2019. I did my bachelor's in civil engineering and currently looking for a change in career. Thank you.
Nice, thank you. So anyone is left here? I could able to see these names only. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Anyone is left? Please, team lead. Can me let me know, please, if I left there someone. Unmute yourself, please talk.
No, ma'am. No one is left.
One is left. Who is
No,
that?
no, ma'am.
Hello, ma'am.
No one is left.
Yes,
Okay.
no one is.
Aiswarya, Aiswarya, please. Komal, please. Yeah.
Yes, ma'am. Good morning, everyone. I'm Kumar Sursavan. I done my graduation from Devi Science College. I'm from Gondia, Maharashtra. Thank you.
Thank you so much. Thank you. So this is going to be a national workshop then. Okay. Then could you able to team leads can introduce about yourself and how like from this starting your career in our company and now how much knowledge you have gathered and how much experience you have gathered in other company in how many years this experience would have been gathered. So knowledge transfer. Can you able to please explain that?
Okay. Hi, I'm Pavithra. Actually, I joined on this company on December as a data entry work. At the starting time, I am not have that much of knowledge for how to recruit the people. Now I am under my team. I have 25 members, and I have a one more team lead also under me. Um, then at the starting I don't know how to communicate with others, and I have a struggle in that. After that I after joining in that company I learn more. Now I communicate with 25 peoples. Now I'm a team lead of 25 member interns.
Okay. So what was the input given to you for that?
Mm, daily, ma'am will give daily inputs to me. Try to improve yourself. Try to communicate with others. Try to recruit your team interns. Talk with them daily. So for that your communication will be improved. Daily, ma'am will be guide me and give a improvement to me. And from the starting to till now I improve myself very well.
Okay. So in other company, you would have gained this in a 5 years that you have gained here in a 5 months.
Yes.
I hope I'm right. Right.
Yes.
And one more thing, I want to thank Pavithra and Nirmala also in this case, because doing the work in a system standalone is not very much difficult. But managing the people is, yes, I know that. Okay. They are doing good actually in this aspect. Nirmala, please go ahead. Nirmala, kindly please go ahead.
I have joined in this company December 2022. I got many things. Ma'am is my trainer. First of all, my thanks to ma'am. Ma'am, thank you, ma'am.
Thank you so
The
much.
company is very this company is very very good and excellent. My team members also, ma'am, supporting. Thanks to supporting the team. Uh,
Mm,
my team members also 20 members under
mm,
me, like, and he is very excellent, skilled, and
mm.
they are sending data also timing.
In timely manner. That's
Yes,
what they are here. They are all special. I know. They are all special to me. Yes, I know. So that's what they are here. Okay. So I hope, sir, you got a small introduction about the company and also the employees and also like about our interns. So is it okay for you? You got this environment and platform. Is it
yes,
okay for you?
yes, ma'am.
Sir, please, I'm asking you. Nirmala, please mute yourself.
Yes.
Yeah. Okay. So, how we can move towards it? So
Yeah.
you can introduce. Yeah, please.
Yeah. So what's my plan is like, I have a presentation. Let's start with the presentation on that. And instead of having a much theory part, would like to get into a lot of examples, live examples, what is current in the market and how they can come up with things on the analytics and the rest of how to develop on the development end and all those stuff. So that should be fine for others as well, I believe.
So
Rather than,
my kind request at the end of this session, they should gain some knowledge, whichever they don't know. That is
all
my
right,
kind
that
request. Okay.
yeah,
Thank you.
sure,
Thank
that
you
is
so much.
yeah. All right, I'll take from here. Thanks, ma'am. So
Thank you so much, sir. You can go ahead.
yeah. All right, guys. Let me know if you can see my screen.
Yes, sir.
All right, awesome. So what is that we have? We are going to see not only in this session the entire part of a course. Okay, just an agenda in front of you people. So what is that? Introduction is like we have met each other and we have introduced ourselves. The next one is it's all the important one is softwares. Before we get into the topics, we will quickly talk on the softwares, right? You have your own laptop or a system in front of you people, and you might have a couple of softwares installed, right? So before that, a common softwares which I wanted you people to install is one is Notepad++. That's a freeware version. I wanted you all to get installed once the session is done. Okay, that helps. You know, any technology, if we wanted to work on Notepad plus plus helps us to easily write down our script pad. That helps a lot. Okay, if you wanted to write it down, you can write down as Notepad plus plus. Do remember, this software I would like you all to get installed. Okay, how is that it looks like? See, this is all it looks like. The reason behind is why I wanted you people to install this Notepad plus plus list. It's one kind of an IDE. When I say IDE, what is an IDE? Is integrated development environment. Anything you wanted to develop a software, okay, anything you wanted to develop a software, you need a common name called IDE. So one of the IDEs Notepad plus plus. If you can see here, you have a lot of menus over here and something called language. See, any language, I mean, any technology which is in the market, you can see here, we can utilize in a single Notepad plus plus. Any language you are using it. Let's say if I wanted to use HTML, you have something called on the edge, you can get into it, something called HTML. This turns up the syntax for the HTML. If you go and write something called HTML here, the IntelliSense works out. Okay, you got it? So the moment you go and type something, it opens with an IntelliSense. IntelliSense is nothing but it gives a suggestion where we can go and pick it up from there. So this will work only when you go and opt for the right language. Okay, we have a lot of languages put up in a single ID, so this will be useful for us. Does it make sense, guys? You can unmute and you can give an answer on that because I cannot.
No, don't want to unmute. Please thumbs up. Thumbs up. If you have doubt, raise the hand. Thumbs up if you understood, and raise the hand if you have doubt. So this is the way you have to do in entire session. If you can unmute if you have a doubt. Raise the hand, unmute yourself. Raise the hand, unmute yourself.
All right.
Sir, I have a doubt. Okay. Is there any specific version of Notepad++ should be used?
You can use the latest version which is put up in the online portal. Okay. Not a specific version is required, but have the latest version. That should help. All right. Does it make sense? Did your question answered you? Malini?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
All right. Okay. Let's get into our main topic is data analytics. So you people would have heard something called data analytics, right? Do you know what it is, where it is used, and why it is used? You have any idea on that? You can give an example, any live example. Anyone want to go ahead?
Make a session interactive kindly, please. Make a session interactive as much as this is not a pre-recorded session, please. We are not given pre-recorded session. Make it interactive one, this session. Then only you can learn. And you don't assume that this as a college environment. You will sit only teacher speak from the board. So no, it's not like that. You can ask n number of questions in your training session. Please make it interactive.
Yes, Navin. Yeah, go ahead, please.
Sir, data analytics means it's like making a marketing strategy from the previous data or past data. That's what I know.
Okay, can you give a simple example? Okay, what you have said is right. I accept with the theory part. Have you seen something in a live example?
Live example, we can use it in like in a productivity improvement where we can take the example of a sweet shop.
Mm-hmm.
Where example of a sweet shop, we can tell which sweets sells more comparing with other sweets by telling the sales and marketing and etc. etc.
Okay, that's great. Okay, yes, Malini. From your perspective, Malini, I think you need to unmute. Okay.
Fast, make it interactive. Fast. If you want to talk, you just talk. If you don't want, please unmute yourself and tell no, sir. I don't have idea like that. Better. If you have raised the hand, Nandhini, please go ahead.
Yes, ma'am. I think data analytics is to identify the problems and to predict the future outcomes for a specific company.
Excellent. Okay. It's all predicting with the future, right? Okay. Then, anyone else?
Anything which you have, it may be a wrong. It may be wrong. Please come up. That is the first quality you should have. And it can be a wrong. It can be a very, very silly answer. Let it be. Learn. Please come up. Then only you will learn. Sitting and watching will not give you any knowledge. Please understand this aspect. Okay. This is not the college. This is not the college. I should receive maximum number of answers. Interactive sessions here. Yes?
Yes, Malini, you
Please.
have raised a hand. So you wanted to unmute and you wanted to tell?
Sir, can you hear me?
I can hear you now.
Yeah, it's about collection of large number of data and classification and something like that.
Yeah, I agree that you people are telling that it's all about collecting a data. Why is that we need to collect it? My second question is why we need to collect it. See,
To
it's
get some
easy that I can give an answer. What is a data analytics? I wanted you people to interact more. The reason behind is you know better than me because we are using the latest technologies in our day-to-day life, right? We are using a mobile. You people can interact much on the mobile. You are seeing live examples on the mobile, and you know it. All you need to just think of it and you need to answer it. That is what I wanted and make it as an interactive session. Yeah, sorry, go ahead. In marketing or business without the data, clients and products and statistics. All right, sir, this is all what you're telling is a theory part. I wanted you people to give an example. So example one of the person has given a sweet shop. So what he said is like getting a data of collecting the data, what people really interested in the sweets, how many sweets get out of the sale every day, and what will be the future prediction of it, what they can improve on their stores. That's one
Okay,
example.
can I ask one question to you? Because everyone would have seen while you're entering into the website, there will be a permission like cookies. Sir, if I'm not wrong, please correct me. If I'm wrong, please correct me. There will be a cookies. You will be accepting that cookies, right? So what will be the purpose of that cookies? Let it be in a website version itself, rather than going to the sweet stall and physical physical sites, physical business. No, let it be in the website itself. They'll be asking a cookies, right? Yes. Those who know, please, unmute yourself and talk better.
You people all know what is a cookies, right?
Yeah, Navin, please unmute yourself and talk. Navin, Malini.
Yes, ma'am. As for now, the cookies means it's also collecting data, ma'am. We can
Very
use the
good.
cookies also for the future prediction. It can
What is
tell.
that? What is the future prediction? Assume.
The
Yeah.
cookies. Yes, ma'am. The cookies can tell you that which you are interested and which you are searching for frequently and frequent times which you have studied or which you are tracking it.
Okay.
If you are searching a product like a phone, the Flipkart uses the cookies and it will show the phone, recent phones and best selling phones and etc. on the top of the search list.
Okay.
That is the use of cookies.
Assume that how many members coming in, how many maximum number of clicks the one product is having, that will be displayed front. This is that what you wanted to say, right?
Yes, ma'am.
The maximum number of people which they like, that will be kept in the first so that the sale will be done. Is that the things which you want to say, right?
Yes, ma'am.
And also once entered into the website, we can watch in one person which page and all he is going, what are the clicks he is doing, whether he is staying in this page for these many seconds or not, and which page is going, which page is staying long. so that we could able to identify that single person's interest. Is it right?
Yes, ma'am.
So that we could able to get the data from him through any form or somehow with the login. Then we can give the marketing or whatever it is as the outcome for him. Correct. You would have seen something, we would have searched in a Google. That ad itself will come in 1 or 2 days or in the same day itself. Everyone would have watched that in a Google ad or something like that. Sir, if I am wrong, please correct me.
Yeah, you're right. You're right, ma'am. You're right.
So
one
okay.
example is the what you have told is right. The better example. Let's have a better example. What people do is every day in life.
Yes.
So every day start using YouTube, right? You guys start. I mean, you will be getting into the YouTube daily, or you'll be into the Facebook daily, and what you will be doing is you will be watching different videos, right? So what happens at the background? You know what the system, what it exactly does is it start collecting the data. How many times do you go and watch the video, and what kind of video do you like the most? So what is the prediction is like when something has been put up, I mean added to the new videos, it will give you an alert in the sense it will make you as a top one priority one, so that you can go and opt that for the again for the next time and keep on using that. That's the future prediction of it. So what is the thing behind this? You got my point. When you start looking into the videos and it start collecting the data of a particular video, how many videos you are looking for a day, and what kind of or what type of videos you are looking into it. The future prediction is if a similar video is being uploaded by someone, it will be given to you. I mean, it will be showcased to you people so that you can go and opt it. You know the reason behind? Hey, come on, guys. You are using the videos, right? YouTube and Facebook every day. I believe you people are using it. You can unmute it. Go ahead, Malini. Navin. Hey, Malini and Navin, come on. You people have given so much of inputs. What happened to others? See, I wanted you people to interact because you are here because you wanted to learn something. See, please, I don't want you people to learn the theory part. I wanted you people to learn the practical session. What exactly happens? See, we are here to learn the new technologies and new softwares and applications here, right? So if you people interact much, then only you can ask me so much of questions,
It
and
can
that
be
will be more
silly
interactive.
answers. I'm sorry, sir. I interrupted you.
That's okay.
See, it can be a silly answers. It can be a silly answers. Come out. Come out. Expose yourself, please. I should identify at the end of the meeting who is Navin. I've identified who is Navin now. Now, I've identified those who have answered, but other names I have not remembered. The identity should be there. You should have your place everywhere where you go.
So
that's what we want.
If you wanted me to randomly go and call your name, that is also okay for me, but I don't want to do that. I wanted each and everyone has to take an initiative and come up on that. See, again and again, I keep on telling that I wanted it should be an interactive one. See, I don't want to give a theory part and give you an example on it. I can just go and learn the theory and I can tell you this is what it happens. I'm given a lot of example to understand what we are doing in a daily life and how the system works at the background. So I wanted you people to interact. See, you people, I believe that you people have used YouTube. I mean, you are using YouTube and Facebook. So when you get started on the YouTube videos, you keep on scrolling, and if you like that particular video, you switch over to the video and you get started on that, right? The moment it gets started, what and all the data is collected. You know what?
Wahid, please. Wahid, go ahead. You know very well. Go ahead.
Wahid, are you there?
Aiswarya, Balakrishna.
Anyone?
Just a live, because we want to make this session interactive. That's what we are here. Otherwise, he can talk whatever he want. He can talk whatever he know. Then no, it's not. It should not be like that. It should be a interactive session. Sir will give you hundreds of good examples, but you should understand it right at the end of the day.
Sir, can I?
Yes, go ahead, please.
Yes, sir. Sir, as for my knowledge, I
Huh?
think it will search for the hashtags and thumbnails which we are seeing the video,
Awesome.
and it will predict. It will. Sir, can I?
Go ahead, Navin.
Am I
Yes,
audible?
you're right.
Sir, it will see the hashtags and thumbnails of the video which we are seeing,
Mhm.
and it will predict which is most accurate to this hashtags and this thumbnail. Is that correct?
All right. Yeah, you are off the way. You are good. Okay, what you have told is off the way, Navin. So, what happens in the background is when you get start scrolling to the videos, you
Sir,
as you
sorry,
said,
1 minute. Komal, please. Komal and Malini raise the hand.
oh,
Please go
sorry.
ahead.
Yeah, I can see Komal. Where is she? Yes, Komal. I don't see her raising her hand. Yes, Komal. You wanted to say something?
Am I audible?
Yes, Komal.
The particular video and what type of video that we can predict.
Sorry to interrupt, Komal. Your voice is breaking up.
So
See, if your voice is not proper, type it better. Type it. If you have any issue, type it. Go for the next option first.
Yeah, anyone else would like to unmute and you wanted to tell?
Okay, you go ahead, sir, please.
All right. So what exactly happens in the background when we get started on the YouTube videos or any Facebook videos or wherever on the browser, and how we get searched on it? Okay. The first thing is what happens is on the search part. As a ma'am said, like we have something in background called cookies, right? And you people said that cookies stores the information. Yes, it does. And couple of cookies we use it. One is persistent and the other one is non-persistent. There are types of cookies. So persistent is the one which goes and stores the data, and non-persistent doesn't store, but what it happens is like it collects the data and holds the data for a particular period of time, and the time get expired, the data gets removed off or it's deleted. Okay, so most on the browser or anywhere it is used inside our videos or anywhere we go and search, we use only the persistent cookies so that it can go and collect the data, that those particular data is sent to the server and that is get collected to it. Now what happens is, now at the background we have certain people called data analytics. What they do is they go and do a research on that. What kind of a research is, how many people have visited a particular video and which video or which particular search has went viral on that. Viral in the sense it's making it a number of users making it on the top. Okay, if people start using a single search or a particular word of a search or particular video, that gets a huge collection of information on that. So they make it as a tag. One way is having a tag to that particular video, and what happens with the tag is like those kind of or a similar kind of a videos will be tagged to the other videos, so that the next time if you wanted to go and search a particular video, it will give you a recommendation of rest of the videos which has a similar tag to it, so that the person can go and opt that video and they can utilize it. Okay, and not only that, they are getting the information of the particular video or the search or the tags, they also get the information of the particular person's location. Yes, what happens, what Google does is, at the background, when is the person has logged to the particular page or a server, and from where he has accessed it, how many times he has accessed it, and how many times he has retained with the similar page for how many hours. All minute data are collected in the data analytics. You know, what is the reason behind to collect all these data? Do you know? So if I get into any of the video and if I wanted to listen completely, if I don't do that and I get scroll quickly and make the video completed, even that is noted. Even that is noted. From that, they are having an analytics of it. For example, I wanted to see the particular video and I don't want to get it slow, and I can't wait for that video to get completed. I just keep on scrolling it. That will give you a prediction that how much of interest I'm having to that video. If I don't scroll it anything and if I keep on watching for the entire video until the time gets ended, it does also give you an input, the data to the server saying like this particular video he has an interest where he has completely watched on it. And what next they do is like when you go and scroll it, when you get into the YouTube or Facebook for the first time, what happens is like it show you the thumbnails, right? In that thumbnails they will give you a short snapshot of it and they'll quickly say you that this is a new video has been uploaded here. And they make sure that the videos which you have completed completely will be on the top. The videos which you have scrolled it will be in the second priority. It will not be in the first priority one. Did that make sense? Have you people noticed that? I know you people would have searched for a couple of videos and you would have seen it, but I'm not sure whether you people have noticed that. Have you noticed anyone? Have you seen that? Have you scrolled the video quickly and have you completed that and then you watch what happens? Awesome. Who's that? To avoid an infinity mirror, don't okay. All right. So anyone? Did you people watched? I can see a lot of. All right. Okay, does that make sense? Did you got an example what exactly happens at the background, how much of data is collected? Awesome. Anyone have questions? Any queries for me now? If you people don't reply, I'll take it as a granted that you don't have any queries. You are good with the example what I've given, how the data are collected. So it just I've given a single example which is widely used currently in our daily situation, right? We often use YouTube and Facebook. These are the most common one which is day-to-day life is used. Okay, hope that makes sense. All right, so next is, see, I'm just giving an example of what is data analytics. We have a lot of topics inside and data analytics. We have types inside it. We will be getting into the types on the next session and all this. I just want you people to understand what is the agenda on upcoming days, what we will be getting into it. Okay, and what we will be looking into it, how things are getting collected and how things are getting saved in the servers, and how the data can be utilized by using a software different softwares called Tableau. We have reports on that. A lot of things is there. Okay, we can get explored to it one by one. And next thing is web development. You would have heard a word called web development. All right. So before I could say what is a web development, I have a question for you people, because you people are using every day in your daily life. You go and search something on the web browser. That's name called as address URL, right? www.google.com. Can anyone tell me what happens the moment you go and put down something on the address URL and enter it? What happens at the background? Let's say anyone, something called www.google.com. The moment I go and enter it, something happens, the round trip happens, right? What this happens and how did I get this page? Anyone have any answers for this? Yeah, you can unmute yourself and you can tell your name and you can get you can tell your answers. I don't want Navin, I'm sorry Navin, and Malini or Nirmala. I want anyone else to be answer on this. Anything, whatever you know it.
Yeah, it's directing to the to those websites. So if we type any web URLs, it's directing us to the those website, and we can able to see those websites.
Let's put this, instead of directing, you can say it as redirecting. Okay, that makes sense. Okay, so the moment you go and type something, as you said, it's redirecting to the website. How it does at the background? Do you know what happens? How the request is sent from the client and how the request is received to the server? Do you know? Do you people know it?
So, can
I
I?
know that you are just seeing the UI part. I just wanted to understand that how much practical thing you have.
Sir, as for my knowledge,
Hmm?
it will first search for. As for my knowledge, it first search for the
Excellent. Yep.
domain, and it will search for the home page, which we have given. It search for the home page for redirecting the home page.
Excellent. 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 Excellent, Navin. Navin, right?
Yes,
If I'm not wrong.
yes, sir.
Correct. You're right, Navin. So, what exactly happens at the background? So, the user, when he goes and types something on the browser, so the moment he enters it, what happens is, so the web page what we are currently seeing, we call it as a client page. Okay, the UI what we are seeing, we call it as a client side oriented page. Client side oriented in the sense, any end users can go and utilize this. Any end users, either you people, me, or anyone in this world can go and utilize it. Okay, the moment we go and type something here, www.google.com, and click enter, you know what happens. So something, a round trip happens here. What exactly happens is it sends a request from the client and it receives the request in the server. That in the sense, it sends the URL address to the server. The moment it sends, we have something called HTTP protocol. You know what is an HTTP protocol at the background? Every browser has a HTTP protocol. Do you know what it is, HTTP is? Because I don't want to get into saying like, hey, this is a web development, and web development has this of so much of application where we go and create a softwares and all those stuff. It's not used at all if I go and say the theory part or a practical session. So when it is to be very practical, you have to understand what happens on the browser, so that you people will know when you go and develop your applications what happens on the browser. If something goes wrong, what you need to do it, you can understand it. That's the reason I'm saying you a basic thing what happens in the browser. Do you know what is an HTTP is? HTTP protocol. Have you heard something called HTTP protocol? Yes, please.
Data transfer between your users, web browser, and a website.
Data transfer between a web browser and website. Okay, accepted. What else? What else it does? HTTP protocol. Hypertext transfer protocol. What is a protocol? What do you mean by protocol? Why we say it as a protocol? Okay, let me put this. What is a protocol now? Anyone? See, these and all very general thing. HTTP is a secure. I'm sorry, HTTP is not a secure one. HTTPS is a secure one. So hypertext transfer protocol with the security, if you wanted, you need to put HTTPS. And these and all, the moment you go and try with enter it, it goes and says a normal HTTP call. It doesn't have an HTTPS. If you wanted, if you wanted to make this particular browser as an secured one, then you need to go and say it's an HTTPS. It is decided by the person who develops this particular page. Okay. Okay. Yeah, I don't want to deviate on this. What is a protocol now? You can tell what you have understood on the word called name called protocol. What is a protocol?
Sir,
Yes,
it is
please.
a set of rules and regulations.
Excellent. A set of rules and regulations. Obviously, see, you cannot do your own things on the browser. So a common set of rules and regulations has to be followed when you go and experiment on the browser. I mean, when you go and develop any application, you need to follow a set of rules. Then only it then only it is said to be a standardized protocol. That's the reason they have bought two things. One is HTTP, the other one is HTTPS. When you go and use your HTTP protocol, people will understand immediately this is a risky protocol. When I say risky protocol, in the sense this is a what how to say is it's a stateless protocol. To exactly say is it's a stateless protocol. You know why people say the moment we use HTTP protocol as a stateless protocol? Have you heard the word called stateless protocol? Do you know why we say HTTP is a stateless protocol? Do you know? See, why I'm telling all these things is like it's all comes at the background when you go and work on the browser. Without knowing a single point of technical end, you cannot go and develop it. You have to understand when to use HTTP, when to use HTTPS. That's the reason I'm explaining you what is an HTTP, what is an HTTPS, and why people say HTTP is a stateless protocol. The reason behind is it doesn't know how to retain the values. In the sense, the moment you go and type something on the browser, the HTTP protocol doesn't know how to collect the data and save that and get that to the server side. That's the reason we use something called a state management inside it. You know what is the state management behind it? State management is a concept where it goes and stores the data what it has been typed on the client side. If you go type something here, and this will be get captured in one of the user sessions that goes and stores the data what you have typed on the browser. The best example what you can say is you have a lot of cookies, right? Hope you remember again with the cookies. You go into the login page of Gmail and you're using any of the browser. The moment you go and type something, it will give you your name, your username, and the password already which is saved in the cookies. And where is that it goes and stores? Accepted that it already gets stored in the cookies, but how it does retain the values? See, cookies is something where it goes and stores the data on the client side, accepted. But the data has to be passed on to the server side as well, right? So for that, we are using a concept called state management on the browsers. So these state management, what it helps us is it goes, stores that particular data and keeps that in one of the concepts of client side concepts and get that passed to the server side so that it can go and search what it is required and get back the page what we wanted to see. Okay, now coming to the real time. So if you go and give this google.com, as Navin said, it goes and search with the domain name first. Yes, what you have entered .com or .in or .org, whatever the domain name you have entered, it goes and first searches with that filtration part. Then it goes and search with the home page. What is the home page name we have given it? Based on the home page, it gives us the result on the browser. We call it as a DOM, D-O-M. Okay, let's see what it is. I'm just giving you a real-time example how it looks like. I people can see here my window. All right, what you're currently seeing is the DOM. So I have a UI design here. You can see here Gmail, and you have something called Google. So if you see here how this is written, it's written in a pure HTML format. Okay, the reason why I'm saying is if you are developing the application in Java, .NET, Python, or any languages, and when you run this language against the browser, it will give you only a pure HTML format. It will not give you a Java based script. I mean, it will not give you a .NET, it will not give you a Python based script. What happens is, like, the moment the server responds the home page, we call it as a DOM. What DOM does is it renders what are the technology you have used, any technology what you have used at the background, it will render it and give you only the HTML page where you can see only the pure HTML of it, because the browser understands only the HTML, not on any other languages. Okay, you should know that. So it understands only the pure HTML. It doesn't understand any of your JavaScripts or Java-based scripts or .NET based scripts or any syntaxes. It understands only a pure HTML based scripts. So DOM helps us to render any of the languages what you have written and gives you only in a pure HTML format. Does that make sense, sir? Does that make sense? All right, great. So why? All right, that's awesome. So why we wanted to have web application or web development? Do you know why we wanted to have web development? Why the world is moving on the web development now? Earlier we had something called Windows-based applications. Now it has been totally removed. Currently we are using multiple web developments. I mean web applications. Any answers on that? You can unmute and you can give an answers. Hey, I wanted to call the names then. I think I wanted myself to interact, so make it as an interactive one. Then I need to call. Aiswarya, anything. What I know, Aiswarya, you can give an answer. Why we wanted to have a web application or a web development? What do you know
It
about a web
can
development?
help and generate the long-term customer relationship.
Generate the long-term customer relationship. Why you are saying that you wanted to generate a customer long-term customer relationship? What it has?
Communication.
See, you're developing a web application, and you said like you wanted to make a long-term customer relationship is accepted. Okay, why is that you wanted to make it?
I don't know, sir.
Okay, no issues. Anyone else? Balakrishna or Chandraganth?
To expand the business, something like that, like to attract the customers.
Okay. Expand the business to the next level, where we can make the users interactive on the web applications, that they can opt for it. Okay, that's good. Okay, Chandrakanth.
Sir,
Just now I said.
sir, customer
sorry.
what is want? I think so.
Customer, what is want? In the sense, customized way.
Yeah, yes, sir.
Okay, if a client comes and asks, I need an application and it has to be like this, where it can be interactive and it can be useful to the users. It's a customizable way.
Yeah.
Okay.
How
Okay.
will be easy to just customize?
Awesome. Yes, Dharani. Dharani, sir.
So for marketing purpose, in order to display our products or services to the customers.
Marketing purposes. You mean to say it's a Flipkart and Amazon kind of a thing?
Yes.
It's an e-commerce portal. Awesome. Okay. Dharani, are you able to hear me, Dharani? I have some network issues. Okay. Dhasarathan. Hey, Dhasarathan. Mohammed, Nandhini, Navin, Kumar. Just open it up. Not an issue that whatever it is wrong or right.
Sir, it can be satisfy the customer requirement and needs.
Okay, it can be
And easily
satisfied.
to connect with everyone in any place, anywhere, any place. It is
Awesome. It's
24/7 working.
awesome.
There's
Okay.
no time limit to connect the many people to cover the many coverage area to
Excellent.
expand the business in the worldwide. So web development
Okay, it's www. Okay, World
web
Wide Web.
development
Awesome, awesome,
is
awesome, awesome. It's World Wide Web.
is
It's all digital for the business. We can easily connect
is
people through this web. Okay, awesome.
yes
Okay, awesome,
yes.
Dharani. And
Compared to traditional business, it is a very benefit to the customer and both are businessmen.
okay, okay. So any web application which is hosted on a portal, so this portal can be accessed anywhere in the world, and it can be accessed anytime, right? So that will be that will reach the people what they really required and what they wanted to do on that portal, right? So the best example is like, as you said, like e-commerce, Amazon, Flipkart, and the other kind of an web applications is like IRCTC. So IRCTC is the one which runs 24 bar 7, all any portals which runs 24 bar 7, right? Awesome. So web development is something which we go and develop over the internet and host that on the internet, and that can be utilized by n number of people. A number of people in the sense throughout the world. That is what we go and say something called www. Anything is hosted on the internet portal, we will have a domain starting with name called www. It's nothing but World Wide Web, so that any person in and around the world can utilize your portal and get used to it. Okay, that's the reason we go and opt for the web application, so that the end user can utilize your application and he can get satisfied on what he requires on a particular application. All right. So next is something we going to tell about is SQL. What does an SQL is? Structured query language. Okay, before I get into the SQL, I'm sorry, I forgot to tell you on the web development. We have a lot of technologies, right? To develop a web development, we have to opt any one of the technology skill set which will help us to develop our web application. Do you know what technology can be used? HTML is one of the base one which needs to be used in our web application. What
Sir,
else? Yes,
can
sir.
Sir, HTML, CSS, and JavaScript. It's a
Actually,
basic one, sir.
HTML, CSS, and Java, all three combines and makes it a web application. Excellent.
Yes.
Now,
And we can
Navin,
also use like Django.
yes, sorry.
We can also use like Django, which uses a Python language to develop a web.
Okay, Python, the front end part. Okay,
Yes, sir.
awesome. But Navin, I just want to give you an update. CSS is outdated, but still we use the CSS through Bootstrap.
Yes, sir.
Awesome.
I got it.
Okay.
Thank you, sir.
What else is there? What is technology is there? As Navin said that HTML, Bootstrap or CSS, and we have JavaScript behind it, and then we have something called Python can be used as a front-end development UI part. What else? What else? We have a lot of technologies here. Come on. React.js, awesome. Node.js, excellent. React.js and Node.js are a very good UI parts. React Native, okay. Mohammed Thanzim, okay. React Native. What else? AngularJS, excellent, Saranya, excellent. AngularJS, .NET, excellent. .NET, jQuery, yes. jQuery is something where we can use that to do a couple of functions, or any animations can be done through it, or anything on the client side. Visual Studio, oh sorry, someone said something about a Visual Studio. Who's that? PHP is accepted. Ajax is used inside a module. It cannot help us to develop the entire thing. It is just used to update a particular section. Bootstrap JavaScript is okay. Visual Studio Code. Ranjani, Visual Studio Code. Okay. Visual Studio Code is an IDE. It's not a technology. ID is something where you go and utilize that particular ID to develop your application. The abbreviation for ID is Integrated Development Environment, where it will go and integrate your developing part and create an application through that. Okay, so Visual Studio Code is an ID, it's not a technology. Okay, 3JS. Okay, what you all saying is PHP Ruby is okay, yes, Rails, blockchain use Solidity, blockchain. Uh-huh. Few people, what you're mentioning is a part of it technology. It's not going to help us in the front end or back end. It's going to help us just to support that particular application. See, JS will support a particular module or a section through the client side as well as in the server side. It will not use to develop the entire part of it. I want any technology, the .NET, Java, Node.js, React.js, all those stuffs is utilized in the front end as well as the back end, where we can go and create an application. Express.js, okay, awesome, awesome. That's really great. Okay, you people have a knowledge on the technology. Anyone have did any technology course? Course in the sense, have you taken any courses on .NET, Java, or HTML kind of thing? Oracle, MySQL, yes, sir. You're right, Dharani. Yes. So what else? Have you taken any courses so far? Anyone have did any courses on Java, .NET, Python, AngularJS, etc., etc.? Mohammed Thanzim, have you done Python course, Mohammed? Okay, great, great, great. I did
Sir,
front-end developer course. What is the front-end developer course? What you did, Wahid? ASP.NET, very good, Balakrishna. And Rajini has that Power BI. Okay, you are into the Power BI ETL tool. Excellence, business intelligence. Okay, excellent, Ranjani. And Komal has done Python. Excellent, excellent. I have an expertise here. I have very good expertise. So when I go and take the sessions, it will be easy for me to very easy for me, so that I can you people can teach me a lot. I'm going to learn a lot from you people. Great. Completed full stack web developer. What is that full stack web developer, Yuvashree? Full stack in the sense, have you did?
Both front end and back end.
Yeah. What technology have you used?
MERN languages.
Sorry?
MERN languages.
Okay, you have used a MERN language. Awesome. What is the backend then?
It's Node.js.
Oh, great, great, awesome. So you are well versed in the APIs. Great. Front end and back end. See, front end and back end is a common word which you use. I need the technology name as well. Completed Python, Django, MySQL, Power BI. Awesome, awesome. So all I have an expertise. Okay. Excellent. Completed Python. Okay. Anyone else? Awesome. Great. So let's get into the other part like SQL. When I say common word called SQL, structured query language, it can be any kind of a database at the background where we can go and store n number of data, play around with the data and get that as a report, or we can showcase that to the UI. However we need it, we can change it accordingly. Okay, so structured query language. Do you know what is a structured query language? What it means, structured query language? Anyone? SQL is used to communicate with the database. Yes, sir. SQL is a kind of a database is accepted. But why we need to use that SQL, and what is an SQL? Structured query language. Why we say it as a structured query language? I have an all an expertise. Manage the data, yes, accepted. Where we can manage the data then. Tabular structure, yes, okay. It's a tabular structure. You mean to tell that rows and columns? Yes. What else? Structured query language, as you said, it's a kind of a database where we can manage the data and where the data are stored in rows and columns. And what else? We have a concept name called normalization. Have you heard it? Any database you use, we have.
Data cleaning, sir.
Sorry.
Data cleaning.
Yes. What is that? What is that? Why we use a concept called normalization? Can
To simplify the complicated data. For example, we can to simplify the data, sir.
complicated data. Okay, complicated. Okay, let's say simplifying the data. So why we wanted to simplify it?
For better understanding of the data.
Better understanding of the data. Yes, it's like maintainability, scalability, durability. Okay.
To reduce the unwanted things like empty space or nil, like that.
Empty space. What it means, empty space.
Like empty
You
rows
mean
or
to say
columns.
that junk data?
So,
Sorry, Navin. Can you go ahead? Come again.
like we can see if there is any blank columns or blank rows, like nil, sir.
It's nil or null.
Anything, it may be.
Okay, it's
Some of
null.
data.
Yeah, excellent. It's null. Okay, there is nothing called nil. We have only null. Okay, see what is null is nothing but if you wanted, if a particular field or an entity or a particular column wanted to be kept empty or an optional, then we can say it as a null. Okay, I'll teach you these things when we get into the practical session of it while we go and run this SQL part. Okay, so currently I just wanted to understand what is a structured query language. As you people all told, it's kind of managing the data and making the complexity into simple thing. So in a single word, in a single sentence, cutting down the words as maintainability, scalability, and durability. To have these three, we are using a concept name called normalization. Okay, to understanding it better, as a friend said, that we are breaking down each of the tables so that we can have a very good understanding what happens with each of the tables. So we call it as a relationship between the tables. Okay, we have a lot of things on this to understand on the SQL part. So what SQL we are going to use is Microsoft SQL, where we can store n number of records. When I say n number of records, in the sense more than millions of records can be stored, and it can be formatted however we want it, and that can be showcased to the users. That makes sense. See, I'm not deep diving into any of the topics today. I wanted you people to understand each of the topics what we are going to go ahead in the upcoming sessions. And before we get into each of the topics, I wanted you people to give a brush on yourself on the particular topic and come back, so that when I go say something practically on or giving you an example, you can easily relate to what you have understand on the theory part. Okay, I wanted the session has to be more interactive in a practical way. Rather, I don't want it to make it as a theory which happens in our school, college, and any other sessions where you have been seated. I don't want that to be happen. See, what if it is wrong? Not to worry on that. You can tell whether it is going to be a silly answers or silly questions. Whatever it can be, you can throw it to me. I'll correct you if it is right or wrong, whatever it is. I'll not take it in another way. It's going to be a mutual understanding between you people. You are going to communicate me, and I'm going to communicate by myself, so that we can share our knowledge. It's all we are doing here is just sharing our knowledge. That makes sense. Awesome. So now, what I wanted you people to install in your mission, as I said, like the first thing I wanted you to install is Notepad++. Okay, remember that you wanted to install Notepad plus plus. Okay, second thing, I wanted you to install any of the ID. Notepad plus plus is again an ID, but if you have any of the IDs, like if you're using JavaScript, you can use an Eclipse. So common ID will I request you is like, currently you can have the Notepad plus plus, or if you wanted to have, if people have .NET, you can have it. For this, Visual Studio, any versions, any Express versions. It's a freeware, Express versions. Okay, and the backend can be MS SQL. For this, you need to go and install Microsoft SQL latest version. It's an Express edition again. You can go and type as Express edition. It will give you the freeware of it, Express edition. And with this, you need to install Microsoft SQL Server Management Studio. You need to install this guy, SQL Server Management Studio. This is an ID for to utilize your MS SQL. Okay, now I have sent you all what needs to be installed. Okay, remember, in the upcoming sessions, I am not going to take up my screen and I'm not going to showcase what I am doing here. It's easy for me to showcase you all and say that this is syntax and this is how it works. I'm not going to do that. What I'm going to do is, I wanted every day each one of you to have to share your screen. I'm going to tell you, you have to do this practically. And you people are going to teach me back how that it works. Okay, this is how I take it practically. See, it's very easy. And if I show my screen and I tell you that, see, here it is a syntax, select star from table name, and everyone grasp it, and everyone tells that 100% we have got it. When I complete the session and move it off, and you get back to your other works and you come back, you have only 2% of knowledge, rest all is gone. And you will not know why we use something called select, why we use something called star, why we use something called from, and other clauses. You need to understand the reason behind why we need to use all these stuffs. That's the reason I wanted any one of you to initiate and take your system, present it, and I'll teach you from the back end what you need to do, how it works, and all those stuffs. And remember, when we get started on the sessions, you will have a daily, a homework in the sense where you will be given a practical questions to you. Where you need to work on that and come back on that. Okay. And more important is, you can stop me n number of times when I take my sessions. I'll teach you until you get used to it, or until you get understand on the particular topic. Okay. But once it is all done, and when you say you have understood the particular topic and you have moved to the other topic, and then on the particular day, if I give you an homework and you can't able to do that, then that clearly says that you didn't understand at all. Please don't do that. You can stop me, or you can ask me a number of questions. You can put your questions on the chat. I can teach you in a different way so that you can understand it. All right, that makes sense. Awesome. Okay, so what else we wanted to do is, okay, you can see here what we are planning for the next sessions and upcoming sessions and how it is going to be. So I wanted to get started on the web development first. The reason behind I wanted to start on the web development is, we can create a UI first, then start with the backend SQL, so that from the UI you can put your data inside, and that can be stored inside your SQL. That makes sense? That can be stored inside your SQL, and from the SQL we will have the raw data to go and collect and do something called a concept called data analytics. So this is how the flow we are going to work. We are going to get started on the web development, and we will start next to it as SQL, where by using our UI we will feed our data so that it can go and store inside the SQL, and we will play around with the SQL and see how we can go and get those reports or data, how it can be formatted, and that can be sent to the UI again however the user requests. Finally we will get into the data analytics part. The reason behind, once we have the data, then we will understand practically how the data can be analyzed and what kind of data can be analyzed. When I give you a practical sessions on that, and when I give you homework, you can do a query on the SQL part and you can work on the data analytics as well. Yes, that makes sense. Awesome. Okay, now the most important thing is the primary goals. We are going to set our primary goals. What is that? Something called primary goals. Primary goals is nothing. I wanted you people to promise yourself every weekend session what we are going to take from 9 to 12, it's going to be a max of 45 minutes of theory session, and rest all it should be a practical session. When I say a practical session, I wanted it to be a very interactive session. You can communicate, you can stop me wherever you wanted, whatever you wanted to tell, you can tell it. And we both are going to share our knowledge, and we are going to get into that deeply, and we will understand each and every technical aspects so that it will help you in the future as well. First thing. Second thing, once the session is done and once your homework is given, you have to make sure that you are doing your homeworks on a particular day or however you wanted. You have to sit and do it before the next session starts. Before the next session starts, I'm going to pull out any one of you and ask you to present yourself, or I might ask you everyone to present yourself and explain and ask you to explain what you have done on the session. You need to explain technically. You cannot go and just say the theory part. See, you cannot go and say to me that, hey, it's a SAC start from this particular table and this is how the record springs out. Or on the UI part, hey, I have written this particular thing and this is the snippet of it or a code of it or a syntax of it. This is how it works. I don't want that. I even know that this is a code and syntax and all those stuffs. When you use your code UI part, you need to clearly explain on a technical side saying like, hey, this is a UIN, this is a client side, this is a particular section. This particular section used to get an input from the user. This is an empty field, and this field name is being given with a standardized label, and this gets a text. This is a multi-text or a multi-line or a single line text. You need to clearly explain each of the entities. I wanted to see you explaining the depthness of each of your lines. Okay, does make sense? The reason I wanted you people to deep dive, when you all done with this entire course, when you go and if someone asks you whether you can develop me an application or a web portal, you should feel happy and you should stand alone to do that. It's a kind of a full stack developer, and that is what the company requests to. If any person comes out of their college, what company expects is like, they wanted the person to be learned something in their technology, and the day one when they are put into the project, they can start working on the project. Does it make sense? All right. Um, you people have any questions for me now? Anyone, any questions? No, sir. Okay. So I can take it as granted that it all looks fine. What and all, I have given you an agenda part. Anyone has any questions on the agenda or in the introduction part, you can raise me out. Anyone on the agenda or any introduction part can raise me, so that when I get into the topics, so that you people have to understand what I am going to take it on. All right, then. Okay. Navin Kumar has joined. Okay. All right. Let's no questions for now. Awesome. So let's start up on this guy. What is a web development? What is a web development? And we are using a concept name called HTML, right? So you would have heard a name called HTML. It's nothing but hypertext markup language. You would have heard this in your computer science, or else in your school days, or else in your college days. But sure, you would have learned this HTML in school as well as in college. Yes? And why we say it as hypertext markup language? Anyone? Hello? Anyone can tell me that what is an hypertext markup language? Aiswarya, Balakrishna, and Chandra, Dharani, uh, Komal, Nandhini, Nirmala, Devi, Parthiban, Rajini, Saranya, Sujitha. Okay, let's ask this from Sujitha now. And Tamilarasan. And more important, I wanted to tell you that next time, please don't come and say that you have a network issue. Make sure that your networks are get resolved by next week. And if I call your name, you have to unmute and you have to talk it. See, come on, here. I'm not here as a teacher, or I'm not here as a principal, or someone who takes in front of a class. I'm someone for you to help you out on the technology level. If you start interacting with me, then it will be more friendly for us to understand what exactly your thinking are, and I can help you on that. The most basic building block of the web, the most basic building block of the web, structure of the web foundation, hypertext markup language. Structure your content. Structure your content. Is that so? What is it? Structure of a content is also taken. Okay. Structure of a word is okay. Hypertext allows a user to click a link and be redirected to a new page preferred by that link. Yes. Yes, you're right. Hypertext. Yes. What else? What else? What else? See, it's nothing. It's very, very simple to say. It's a basic scripting language which is used in the web browsers. That makes sense. It is a basic scripting language which is used in the web browser, and it is used to render the page by using www. It's a World Wide Web. It's a very basic scripting language. It is used in the browser and it used to render on the DOM. When I say DOM, it's nothing but your World Wide Web. Okay, what's that markup language then? What is that markup language? I have one question. HTML is a programming language first. Guys, is HTML a programming language?
No, sir.
No. Why we say it is not a programming language? Then what it is? We say it is a markup language. Why? What is a markup language? Hypertext markup language. Can we say it as a technology name? As we say it as a .NET, as we say it as a Java, Node.js, similar kind of a thing? Yes, no?
No, sir.
No? So we shouldn't say a markup language is a technology name. Then what we have to say it? Who says that it's a technology language or a programming language, as it is interlinked with the computer language? What I mean to tell is, as we are using an HTML markup language, as we are using an HTML as a markup language, inside our computer, an instruction is given to the computer saying like, do this, do that. Why can't we say it is a programming language? Why everywhere it has been said it's not a programming language, it's just a technology name? Okay. Do you all people know that HTML is the first language where we have to use that in the browser? Anyone who comes and they wanted to develop their web application, first thing is we say they have to learn the HTML. Set of symbols inserted in a text document to control structure. See, you're giving theory part. I am totally accepted on that. HTML is a way of adding context and stuff. See, everything is a theory. I totally accept, but I just wanted the reason behind. See, I said you people said me that HTML is not a programming language. My question is, if HTML is not a programming language, why we go and say to the computer, do this, do that, and all those stuffs, redirecting, or we are giving an instruction through the HTML so that it can go and display it? Anyone? Okay. And I wanted you people to go and surf and understand. First thing is why HTML is said as it's not a programming language, it's just a technology name. I wanted the reason behind. And if you people come back and say that, hey, HTML is not a programming language, it's just a technology name, and my second question will be, if that's the case, why we go and tell to the HTML to do this, that, and all those stuffs to the computer, instruct that so that it can display on the browser. If it's not a programming language, then whatever we go and tell, it shouldn't take it, right? It's just a technology name, right? So Tamilarasan HTML is not programming language. There are no elements of programming in HTML, variables, loops, conditions. If only have tags. Boss, you are just pasting me the theory. I understand the theory part. I totally agree with the theory. I need that answer to be practical. The reason behind why we say HTML is not programming language. As you said, there are no elements of programming in HTML. Accepted what it means. That is what I need an answer. See, pasting of a theory or telling of a theory will not work until or unless you understand. And if you wanted me to take the theory alone, then I'm sorry, it's not going to help either you or me. I wanted you people to understand the practical of it. The reason why I deep dive in each of the topic is it's something at the behind of it. As I told you that something, you go and type something in the address, it has something, a domain name, and something, a request through the HTTP protocol, and something with a server, and get back to us and renders that on the DOM, and where it displays in a plain HTML part. This is how it works at the background. Okay, a general question to all. So many years you would have used your laptop, right? And the OS which you have used inside your laptop is Windows. And what it is running at the background when you go and just click here, when you go and just go click here, tab, and type something, what happens at the background? What runs at the background? Similar like kind of a DOM. See, on the browser, DOM runs at the background, right? For Windows OS, what is the thing which runs at the background and helps us to do all the stuffs, the UI part? Anyone know? Hello, boss. HTML can act as a tool to communicate with programming languages and websites. Yes, accepted. Okay, my question is no one has answered still. Anyone? We are using a Windows and we are using a Windows OS at the front end. Something goes at the background. What is that happens at the background? What technology or what kind of a command it working at the background? Come on here. I can see a few of the members are from the IT background and CSE background, and we are using a technology like mobiles, laptop, iPad, and all those stuffs. Still thinking. Anyone? Anyone? And finally, you mean server side, sir? Yes, madam, server side. We don't have server side like, Windows itself, it's a server. See, what my question is, you're using this Windows, right? You're using the this part. So when you use this part, and you go and click something happens at the background. What is happening at the background of OS? Okay, I'll give you an answer. Have you heard something called MS-DOS? Disk operating system. MS-DOS. Can it be an interactive session, please? Can you talk? Or you want me to call the names? It's Malini. Nandhini or Navin or Nirmala Devi, anyone? See, have you heard something called MS-DOS?
No, sir.
Haven't heard something called MS-DOS? You haven't come across your school days or your college days saying like MS-DOS is the one which runs in the background of the first thing which this guy Bill Gates has brought up is an MS-DOS. It's a commanding prompt. Have you not heard?
No, sir.
Have you not seen the screen at all?
Sir, it's a command prompt. CMD.
Yes. CMD is a command is accepted, sir. And something runs in the background of each of the OS is a command, right? Have you heard something called Linux, Unix, and all the stuff OS? It's similar kind
Yes,
of
sir.
OS. Okay.
Linux.
So for the Windows, MS-DOS is running in the background, which helps us to do all the things. Heard but no idea about that, sir. Okay, no, okay. MS-DOS is a command which helps and runs at the background of every Windows OS. What it does is like when you right click and just go and create your folder, you just see only the UA part. But exactly what happens is like, see one prompt. So what it does is like make directory and the directory name and the folder name what you have created that will be created. So that is what it returns at the background and that creates it. And if you open any of the folder, the moment you see the list, right, that is called this is the directories of it. You get into the particular folder and if you want to see it, and this happens at the background of the DOS, the command prompt. Okay, so this is how the OS works at the front end as a UI, and the command prompt works at the background as a MS-DOS. That makes sense? So I have a question that all these years or days, you people are just surfing what you wanted to surf on the internet or on the mobile or anything on your devices. You haven't thought what happens at the background of each of the devices, right? Start thinking of it. You will get lot of informations on that. Start thinking how it works, what is the purpose of this, and what is the useful when we start using this, and what is the useful for the end user. I mean the owner who has created that. Anything what and all you use it, start thinking it. You will get the answers for it. And anything you are getting into any of the technologies, start learn the base of it. You have to understand the base first, then get into the advanced level so that you will understand the base, then the advanced will be very easy for you. When you don't understand the base concepts, if you get into the other concepts, that will be very, very, very tough. The best example is you have to know the C++ concepts as a base, functions and OOPS concepts as a base. Let's say the reason behind is when you get started on any of the technology, when you get into the companies, and the company or a lead or your manager, whoever comes and gives you a task, they will just say that just go and create a function or create a method which has a reference in a particular project, and that needs to be called and it has to be showcased. This is what the instruction is given. They will not tell you you need to create a method and the method should have a parameters and the parameter should be like this and data types has to be like this and all this. They'll not spoon speed you at all. They'll not spoon speed you. They will give you a hints development so that you need to go and create your parts. And no one will help you who sits besides you. The reason is even they have the toughest task. They'll be scratching their head and they have to come out of it. And to be frank, it's not a practical session. Either you do or not. Out of 3 hours, you will be get out of. If you don't do, you have to stay and you have to do it. See, I'm not making you fear on that. It's all making you flexible so that you need to understand how much important and how is the priority for a developer. It's not an easy case to develop an application. The requirements are not straightforward. When a client comes, he will not give the requirements very straightforward. Hey, do this. Just go and feed that input, and it has to go and save that input at the background. That's not the exact requirement from the client. Client has a requirement saying like, if you feed this input, it has to validate at the client side itself. It's a validation is done, do the business logic at the server side, and then get into the API, do a token generation, do a security call, and make it as a database call, and finally drop it in the database. And make sure that when you drop the database, it has to do again a business logic over there, and it has to give an answer to it. So this much of complication is there. Okay, I'm just giving an heads up on this so that you have to understand how important the development is. All right. Okay. So the first homework which I have given to you people is HTML, and you are going to tell me that why HTML is said to be it's not a programming language, instead it's a technology name, and why we wanted to use as a HTML as a first language. Okay, you're going to serve this, and the next session before we could start, you people have to give an answer to it. See, I'm going to ask everyone has to give an explanation on that. You need to give an example on that so that I need to understand what exactly you have understand on the topic which I have given. That makes sense, sir, madam?
Yes, sir.
That's great. Okay, what else we wanted to see? So we are seeing about an HTML, right? So how many of you know how to write an HTML programming? Navin is excellent. What? Who else? Mohammed. Okay. Was okay. Balakrishna. Yes, excellent. Okay. Almost. Okay. So anyone is there who don't know how to write an HTML programming, a basic programming? So I take Sujitha, Saranya, and Rajini. They have Chandraganth. Okay. Awesome. The reason for asking this question, the people who raise saying like, I don't know, they are going to be the next participant for me in the next session where they're going to share the screen. I'm going to help them, and everyone going to help each other, and we're going to create an HTML small portal or a small application on that. That makes sense? Awesome. And for that, before you come, you have to understand, you have to come up with the homework what I have given, and you have to understand how the structure is written in HTML way. Okay, there's something called tags. We used to call it as a tags. The first thing is HTML, open tag and close tag. Then we have something called header section, and we have something called body. But remember, I have not closed here anything, so that's the reason you might ask me a question that open tag should have a close tag. Yes. So what I have done is like very simple a startup programming, which is going to help us. So all we got, what we have done is like these are said to be as tags, syntax with tags. So we are using the tags to help our HTML to showcase that in the browser, so that the browser understands what we have written it. So I've just written an header section and the body. Now I'm going to save this guy. Let's go down my page. Okay, and now plugging the home now. The moment I save with an extension call, what is that? I have saved with an extension name called HTML. You can see here how I saved it. I've saved with an extension called .html, then it saves as a browser. If I run that, what happens? Now you can see something called home.html, and the moment I call it, you can see here this is my first HTML page, and the body is written as session1 HTML. So now I can show you something. This. Go refresh this guy. You can see the difference. What I have written on the header section, it will be here. What I have written on the body section, it will be next to it. Okay, there is a bit difference. I go and give something called title as HTML topics. Save it at this given. So you need to understand each of the tags. Always you should have HTML. Either you have these tags or not. You should have the HTML open tag with the close tag, and the body has to be followed. I've added a new tag called title. Let's see what happens here. Have you seen the changes? I've given as a title as HTML topics. So if I don't want that home.html to be displayed on the tab name, then I can go and change it as saying like title. And that can be renamed as what is the name we have given, that will be renamed here. And header section will nothing but on the topmost header section, it will be projected over here. And next comes the body, the content of the what needs to be written. That makes sense. So the reason I wanted to show you this one, if you can see here something called Google, this is given as a title tag, and they have added the logo here, and inside it excuse me, and inside it what and all you see is excuse me, and inside the page what and all you see is the body tag. Inside the body they have put down their logo, they have added the text part, they have added the buttons, and they added the links to here. The link is href link, hyperlink. So when you go and h over the particular word, it will go and have as a link with a hand icon, so that it is understand that this has a link, it can be redirected. All right, that makes sense. So it's a very, very simple program. What I wanted to show you is what happens on the header part. I mean on the title, then comes with the header, then comes with the body. So inside this, how we can create a small application or adding a button to it, and the moment you click on the button, how it takes back to the server. Okay, this is a small flow. So I don't want to get started. I just showed you what is an hypertext markup languages. Okay, now I've showed you the code, and I've shown you the UI as well, right? Now let's see. what happens on the DOM, how it get renders. Can you see here? So inside the DOM, you can see here something called title, body, and all those stuffs. And now you can see what we have written. If you have your cursor here, you can see what comes in and where the paragraphs are. And if we wanted to see as well as the UI and the code, you can see here both ends. How can you see it as? We call this box, we call this editor window as a developer tool. Developer tool, how it comes is either you can right click on it, you have something called view page source where you can see the page what it has written, that will show only the code what it has written in the background. Or if you wanted to see rest of the things, then you have something called inspect. If you click on the inspect, then your developer tool opens, or else you need to press function F12 or F12. Then immediately this particular editor window opens, the developer tools opens. This developer tool is only for the developer who has a knowledge how to utilize it. Okay. So now what I'm planning to show you is, so now you can have something called elements. Elements is nothing but you would have, one of the person has said like, we don't see, we have only the elements. And that's the reason we don't say it as a programming language. Yes. So I have shown you what is an element is. You need to tell me what is the reason behind why HTML is not a programming language. Okay. And this is a source. When you click on the source, it tells you where it comes from. The main, it comes from the server of C users Srinath K downloads. Under that, I have a home page called home.html. How it brings up, as earlier told, with the domain name, with the extension name .html, it goes and search inside this path and finds out what are the HTML is there, how many HTMLs are there .html, and filters it first and get back to the name of that page which needs to be redirected, home. It goes and searches that particular home page and brings it back to us. That makes sense? If you wanted to see that, you can go and see that in the source file. And this is not required. The reason for having this tab is network traffic. How many seconds or milliseconds happen to take this page to open it? Okay, I'll show you. This I got it. You got it? I just reran this by refreshing it. The moment I reran, you can see the differences. How many seconds? 19 milliseconds it took to render this page. The number of times if you hit it, you'll come to know what happened. The request is one. I am requesting only one thing. If I go and change something called you can see here the difference. I have made the request. It has made a request. 5 requests has been made, and something called this is not available at all, failed, and the error has been shown to the Google Chrome, and it says like your file couldn't be accessed. It may be moved or edited or deleted. Does that make sense? I'm showing you the very basic things as a developer, what you needs to do when you go and develop it. And these are the tools helps us a lot to understand how the browser works. Okay. Okay, this is all is not required. For now, you can utilize the elements and the source. That should work for us. All right. Do you have any questions, guys? Any questions on this topic? What I've taken an HTML, just an intro. I've given a very, very, very basic tags. I've used it. You have n number of tags can be utilized inside an HTML, where you can go and create a text. Anything you can go and create. That makes sense? Awesome. Okay. You have any questions? Okay. Yes, Saranya. Yes, please. You raised a question. Yes, Saranya, you can ask me. By mistake, you have opted hand symbol instead of another symbol. Okay. All right. See, what I wanted is I wanted you people to interact much by unmuting rather putting your chat messages. Okay. I would like to have a more conversation through the microphone rather having that in a chat. See, I'm going to give you a choices now. If you people don't interact over the microphone, then I'm going to ask you people to come on video call. Then you cannot escape at all. I'll be seeing you people who is watching on other end and what your people are doing it. So better have an interaction session. You can just unmute it and you can tell whatever you wanted to. The choice is yours. Which one you wanted to opt? A microphone session, or you wanted to have a video call so that I can see everyone and see what is their expressions are?
We will be available on microphone itself, Srinath.
All right, madam. And rest of the people, how is that you wanted? Okay, I can take it as a granted that if people are silent, then they wanted to have it as a video call. Yes, Navin. So
anything is useless. It's okay.
Sorry, your voice is breaking up.
Both option is okay for the learning. Whatever we can learn.
You're opting for both options. Oh, okay, yes. Awesome. Because I wanted, see, from the beginning, madam also stated saying like it wanted to be an interaction session, rather it should be a college or a school sessions. I don't want that to be happen. And even college and school, you people will be physically active so that a person can see you what your people are doing. See, and you people are in different areas and you're working, taking your connection through your home, right? So even me, so I wanted to make this session as an interactive. So what? Okay, let me put in this way. How is that you wanted the sessions to be interactive? Is that, are you not able to understand what I speak, or are you able to understand what I speak, or you wanted me to talk in other languages, or you wanted me to, what is that you wanted to do? I believe that you are comfortable with English, and I also believe that you understand what I speak. If I'm fast, you can tell me that I'm fast so that I can slow down, and I can also speak very slowly. Or what else you want? See, I'm giving a lot of options to you people, and you have to opt it. If you miss this option, then it's going to be a single option where I have to say you have to opt for this. The choice is yours again. காலையில் எல்லாரும் சாப்பிட்டீங்களா? இப்போ தமிழ்ல தான் கேட்குறேன். Okay, I think it's a Sunday. That's the reason எல்லாமே வந்து பசிக்குதா, பயங்கர பசியில இருக்கீங்களா? Even தமிழ்ல கூட பேச மாட்டேன்றீங்க. Even I opted for English, so I've thought of. Oh, sir, already finished. Okay, எல்லாம் முடிச்சிட்டீங்க.
Sir, I have one doubt.
Okay.
Sir, personal doubt.
Yes, please.
So I want to become a data analyst. There is any need to I learn the web development languages, sir?
But see, data analytics, what their work is like, majorly what they do is like they play with the data. Okay, the first thing is they play with the data. When I say play with the data, in the sense they get down to the background. When I say background, it's a database. It can be anything. It can be MS SQL, MySQL, Oracle, or any MongoDB, or any open sources, or any kind of a dependency technologies. When they opt for the data, they have to understand how it comes from the UI. Without knowing the UI part, they cannot analyze it. The best example is you have an e-commerce, right?
Yes.
You have an e-commerce, something called Flipkart and Amazon, right? As a UI, if I go and add that to the cart, the data analytics has to understand this particular person has added this particular product in the cart, and it has been placed and it has been saved to the data. He has to know the flow of it. Until he knows the flow, he cannot understand the data at the background, and he cannot play fully on that. What he can do is like he can play only the part of the data, and he can generate only the reports to it. He cannot understand how the users is expecting it, and how the users want it to be, so that he can be a supporter for the UI developers, and it can be done as customized for the users. Does that make sense? The best example is, see, you have a Flipkart and an Amazon. Which UI seems to be the better one for you?
Amazons.
Always
Um,
Amazon
but
or
I
Flipkart?
think Flipkart better than is Amazons
Okay, the reason behind?
for using purpose
Okay,
and their delivery systems.
excellent. So why you like that? The reason is you are interacting with the UI, right? The first thing is you are interacting with the UI. You're
Yes.
understanding how the UI works, right? You just go pick the product, add that to the cart, and buy it. This is
Yes.
how the UI interacts, and this is how the workflow goes till the backend. If you know only the backend, you will not know the UI things how it works. So I request you to learn the entire flow of it, so that will be easy for you when you play around with your or pitch into your data analytics, so that you can help the BA, business analyst, or the developer, or the UI people. You can tell that, see, data looks like this, and if you project the data like this, and it will be more customizable and user friendly for the users to understand it. Does that make sense?
Yes, sir. Thank you, sir.
Awesome. Yes, anyone else?
Sir, is it mandatory to download Microsoft SQL?
Not at all. See, the primary one which I wanted you people to download is Notepad++. The reason behind which I
Okay.
wanted to tell you Visual Studio Code or Visual Studio, any of the professional version, that
Okay.
helps you lot of inbuilt tools. So Visual Studio has inbuilt tools where you can readily utilize that and get that immediately to the UI, and you can start work on it. That is the reason I wanted you to opt on it. That's an optional way. Either you
Okay.
want, you can utilize that. If you don't want, no issues on that. Let me show
Okay,
you
sir.
why is that I wanted you to. Are you able to see my screen?
Sir, I think you should connect your charger.
Oh, sorry. Yeah, I have 32 minutes. Yeah, thanks, man. I'll do that. All right. And this guy. So I wanted to show you that something goes here. I'll tell you what is the reason why I wanted you people to opt a Visual Studio as a secondary option. you have a toolbox towards your left. A lot of tools is available. I have something called HTML. Okay, you can directly go and drag this and see into the design. You can see here. I'm sorry. You can see here, the button is here. So a lot of difference is there. If you use the Visual Studio Code or a professional edition or an express edition, it will help you to create an immediate classes for the toolbox. If it is a direct HTML, all you need to do is you need to go and tell input ID, all those stuffs. I equal to what is the type of it, it's a button or a checkbox or how whatever you wanted, and you can tell its value. It can be so. What's that? Sorry. So here. See here. So you need to manually go and type it. There is a lot of difference. I'm going to teach you both the ends. Whoever wanted, they can take it up. But initially, I'm going to teach you how to do that in a syntax-based format so that the HTML understands how to do it. Does that make sense?
Yes, sir.
Perfect. Anyone else? Anyone else have any questions, any queries, anything to be conveyed, any concerns, whatever you wanted? All right. Okay, now quickly, I wanted to understand from all of anyone else. Yeah, anyone want to talk?
Sir, can we get your LinkedIn ID?
What is that? What is that you wanted, Navin?
Your LinkedIn ID, sir.
All right. My LinkedIn ID is you can see it as Srinath Kumar. It should be, or I'll post it my LinkedIn ID by the next session. I'll get you the LinkedIn ID.
Okay.
Perfect. And I wanted each of the persons to tell how was the session has went well, or is that you have any concerns on the session? Because I wanted to understand that how much knowledge you have got it for today's session. Is that how things are going well in the first session? Let's start on that. Any concerns can be raised. Any plus, any minus, you're always welcome, so that I can change myself and give you the better way. I wanted everyone to speak it out. Okay, this is fine, and my way of teaching is okay, and it's not fast for you, then okay. And it's fast, let me know. It's very fast. We are explaining it very fast. Or how is that you wanted it to be? As of now, I believe that it has went in an interactive session for me, and you all cooperated with me. Thanks a lot for that. And I wanted you people to tell me what is that you have learned for the day. And it's going to be everyday session. I'm going to ask you this: what is that you have learned for the day? Because I don't want to send you people with the empty-handed. I wanted people to know at least a 5% what I have taught you today. Your teaching is really good, sir. Thank you, Wahid. Next, anyone else? Wahid, but one thing or request from my end is like next time, please do not say me the network issue. I wanted you to speak. Yes, anyone else?
Sir.
Yes, Navin.
So the best part, you told that we are going to present our homework or any code, and we are going to explain it. That
Yes.
one is a very new one, sir, in online class, actually.
Okay, that is what my style is. I never take my system and showcase them and saying like, hey, this is what it is done. That is what the ma'am or me keep on telling that we don't want to have that as a student, I mean the college or a school. We don't want to have that as a theory part, just looking into the books or on the online portals and give you what it is. That's easy, and you are mature enough, you can do that by yourself. I don't want to do that. That's the reason behind.
Okay.
All right. Anyone else, please speak it out. It's good and easy to understand. Today I got different questions, answers. Thank you, sir. It has helped me focus and will be great asset to me. Great asset. Great. Okay. Yes, obviously, the moment Saranya, and you have used a wonderful word called asset. I believe when you say it's an asset, it's nothing but the biggest asset in our life is the education. So make sure if someone comes and asks you what is asset you have to tell that you have a very better education as an asset. That is what I wanted. Anyone else, please drop your comments, or you can talk over the microphone. I prefer to talk over the microphone. I wanted to hear voice. I wanted to see your names so that I can get used to it, and we can have a more interactive sessions. தொண்டை கத்த கத்த கதை பாஸ் யாராவது ஏதாவது பேசுங்கன்னு சொல்லி.
Sir, I found the session very helpful. Sir, I've gained basic knowledge, about web development.
Great.
I just don't know what's happening at the background, but I just learned. I'm eager to learn more
Great.
in the next session, sir. Thank you so much.
Awesome movie.
Okay.
Then I heard only with few members, and rest all is slept or rest all is hungry. Either two things would have happened. One, they would have slept, or they would have waiting for the preparation from their mom saying that this is prepared and you're still on the call. Let's get out of the call and you want to eat. Either two things. இன்னைக்கு வேற சண்டே, கண்டிப்பா யாராவது வீட்டில் கண்டிப்பா எல்லார் வீட்லயும் வந்து மட்டன் இருக்கும், சிக்கன் இருக்கும், ஃபிஷ் இருக்கும், ஏதாவது இருக்கும். And I'm keep on blabbering here. Yes, Navin. You want to say something?
நீங்க போய் கொஞ்சம் தண்ணி குடிச்சிட்டு வாங்க சார்.
Yeah, go ahead. See, I wanted
நான் உங்களுக்கு சொன்னேன் நீங்க போய் தண்ணி குடிச்சிட்டு வாங்கன்னு சொன்னீங்க.
Oh, I have my water at the next to me because I know it. நான் எவ்வளவு சொன்னாலுமே again I need to drink a water. I need to get back my energy back. So என்னோட எனர்ஜி போறதுக்கு முன்னாடி உங்க எனர்ஜி தயவு செஞ்சு கான்ட்ரிபியூட் பண்ணுங்கன்னு சொல்றேன். It has helped me focus and will be great asset to me. Okay, then hello, what is that is happening? The rest all is slept really, and I have only 6 to 5 members can talk to me. Dharani, it's really helpful for me to learn. Hey, come on. I wanted people to give the negative as well, man. If you keep on giving positive, the management will have a thinking like, hey, Srinath is giving.
Sir, ஒரே ஒரு நெகட்டிவ் தான், லைக் கொஞ்சம் பிரேக் விடலாம், ஒரு 2 minutes 3 minutes.
Awesome. You need a break 2 to 3 minutes. Okay, we'll do one thing. We'll start the session at 9. 10:15 we'll have a break. 10:15 to 10:20. 5 minutes break should help. I will work out 5 minutes.
Yeah.
Okay, 5 minutes we'll have a break. 10:15 to 10:20. Then we will get back by 10:20. Then we'll get into the rest of the sessions. Accepted. Yuvashree, your things is accepted. We do that.
Thank you.
Yes. Anything and anyone else?
Thank you, sir. This session is very useful for me. And I don't understand this language, only English.
I'm sorry. The reason for writing me colloquially, the reason is I can see people is very quiet. So I thought they are not understanding what I'm exactly talking on that. I mean, in the common language. So I wanted to make sure that they are also available. I just want to check whether they slept or not. That's the reason behind.
Okay, sir.
Yeah. Anyone else? See, today I truly appreciate the time you took to share your knowledge with us. Thank you. Yeah. It's obviously, see, I never come and tell to anyone that I have taught this to that fellow. It's all should be a KT. It's a knowledge transfer sessions. Every day we learn. If you are more cautious, you will know that you have learned something for the day. And you are keep learning for every days. Okay, so I'm here to share my knowledge, and similarly I wanted you people also to share your knowledge so that I can learn something from you people. Okay, it's not that I'm an experienced person and I've experienced all the stuff and I'm just giving you an advice or something, and I hate giving advice. I never do that. It's all I just give is a suggestion, a request, and all the stuffs. Yes. Avladana. What happened to rest of the people? They went for having their lunch, or is that they are having their lunch at the side?
Both are possible.
Both are possible. Yes, both ways. They might have the snacks at the one hand. They might have kept their laptop on the bed or somewhere, and they would have slept it. See, you see, I know what people will do it because I've crossed your age, right? Obviously, I know what people will be doing at the other end. That's the reason I've given an option saying like either you speak on the microphone or I am going to go for a video call. And next session onwards, if you want it, I'm planning to go for a video call so that I can see everyone what is their expressions are and really they are watching what needs to be. What happened? This Balakrishna and Aiswarya. Okay, let me ask directly. Aiswarya, can you unmute? Hold on, just a second. Aiswarya.
Hello, sir.
Yes. You're from?
I'm from Kerala.
Oh, Kerala. Yes, Aiswarya. Yeah. How was the session and how is that helped you? Things went well, or do you have any concerns on that? Plus and minus? You're always welcome.
Good, sir.
It's a single word. Hey, I've given so much of emphasis when speaking to you, and you're given a single word saying like it's good. Or like no negative points, right?
Yes, sir.
All right. Thank you. Yes, Balakrishna. So you're
Yes,
mute,
sir.
sir. Yes, sir.
Yes.
You have to tell me your things, how things went well.
Okay. I like this class, but I need learn more something, sir, in HTMLs.
Sorry, you like this class and you
Yes,
want
sir.
to learn more on?
More on HTML.
Obviously, see, I didn't start the class today because I wanted the class has to be more interactive. Let's say if a lecturer or a professor gets into your class, he gets started on what needs to be taken for the day. I'm not that kind of a person. I wanted the session, I mean, the entire people has to be more interactive before I could take the sessions. That's the reason I just given an intro, what is an agenda, on what are the topics we are getting into, and just gave an example on the HTML part to understand how that things works out on the browser. That's it. I don't want to feed you much so that you people are bombarded and you come and say that you are given plenty of things which has been overflowed. I don't want to give that. That's the reason I stopped it and wanted you
Okay.
people to talk much. Yeah. So I'll make sure that you will get your knowledge. I mean on the HTML and your backend and as well as the data analytics. I make sure that you end of the day. I mean end of your course when you get out of this courses, you will be handful of doing your applications independently.
Okay, sir.
That's my promise. Okay, Chandraganth. Quickly, if you people talk quickly, I can
Sorry.
leave you people quickly so that you can go and enjoy your day and have your wonderful lunch for the day.
So I just gave a text right now, sir.
Oh, you're given it? Awesome.
No, sir, I just texted you.
Okay. So what is that? Okay, I'm from non-tech background. Was with switching career into something that I don't know anything about. But you're teaching here is. See, Chandrakanth, I wanted to tell you one thing. I have a person who has completed just a BCom, and he did his course in one of the technology called Java. Now he is into the one of the topmost company, and he's into the architect level, and where he has almost 45 people under him. So technology is all about how we learn and how we understand. It's very simple. If you think it's complicated, then it's complicated. If it's simple, it's simple. So I wanted you to have a faith that it's very, very simple and you can overcome it. And I believe that you also can get into that level.
Sure, sir. Thank you.
All right. And no worries, man. I'm there for you. And anything a silly thing, you want to stop me and you want to teach me again, I'm ready to teach you. That's the reason if you see me, I keep on telling you whenever I go and take a class or something, if I go and open something called HTML, even this will open. I have named it as IntelliSense. I'm sorry, I have not named it, and its technical name is IntelliSense. Even I tell a small thing what happens with a dot, so that you people can understand easily what happens with the IntelliSense with the dot and all the stuffs. Okay, so everything will be a practical for you, so you can easily understand and relate that. Perfect. Then who else is there next to Chandrakanth? Who is that? Dharani. Yeah, Dharani. Yes, Dharani. I think you have messaged me, chatted me. It's okay. You can talk to me also. Can you unmute, Dharani? Sir.
Yeah, sure, sir.
Oh, sorry. Yes,
Yeah,
ma'am.
yes, sir. Yeah, it's really useful for me, but to be honest, in HTML part, like a blindfolded guy running in the forest. So
No worries.
it's feel
Yeah,
like that.
I, okay, that's good. That's good. Even you openly said that it's completely new to you. Not to worry on that. So it's just a session which we started on the intro part. When we deep dive in the next session, I'll make sure that what and all has to be done on the HTML, which makes you very clear when you get started on developing a web application.
Yeah, I hope to, sir.
That will happen for sure. Not to worry on that.
Thank you,
And
sir.
make sure you are getting into the forest so that you can see a wonderful forest with the greenery and all those stuff. And when you get out of this, you'll have this memory. Yes, ma'am.
Yes, I believe. Of course you do.
Thank you. All right. And Koman?
Sir, it's nice session. I don't have any idea about HTML, but right now I understand slowly.
Okay, okay. Awesome. That's great. That's great.
Yes,
All
sir.
right.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you. Malini, I believe I spoke to Malini. Yes?
Yes, sir.
All right. Thank you. Mohammed? Sir, Mohammed, sir, I think you have an issue with the network.
Yes, sir.
Okay. Yeah, you can speak now. I got you.
Yes, sir. Today's session is so good, sir.
Mhm.
Can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you, Mohammed. You can go ahead.
Today is so good, sir. I learned different questions and answer.
Okay.
I understand your English is easily.
That's awesome. Okay. Then
Yes.
I can take it as I have cleared my LKG and UKG. Yes, awesome. Okay. Great. And I spoke to Nandhini as well, I believe. Yes, Nandhini, right? I've spoke to you, right,
Yes,
Nandhini?
sir.
Awesome. Thank you. And Navin? Navin Kumar.
Yes, sir.
Hey, I spoke to you, man. Yeah, I got you, man. You are always on. I'm sorry. I'm going to do.
Yes, sir.
Okay. Skip you. Okay. Nirmala Devi. Nirmala Devi. Madam, are you there? I think she has slept, or I think she has went for the lunch. Hello, madam. All right. Parthiban.
I think Nirmala Devi is not a student, sir.
Oh, sorry.
She's an team lead, sir.
Oh my goodness, I totally forgot. Sorry, ma'am. Nirmala Devi. I totally forgot. Anyways, next is Parthiban.
Hello, hi sir.
Hi, Parthiban.
I am Parthiban. I am from Tirunelveli.
Tiruvannamalai.
Yeah.
Tiruvannamalai. Awesome. Yes, Parthiban. How was the session?
I like this section.
Okay.
Yeah.
And what is that you don't like?
Easy.
Tell me that. I know.
Easy understand.
Easily understand. Okay. What is that you don't like? Am I talking too much?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir. Okay, I'll make sure that I don't talk much. Yeah. But you people have to promise. But I'll stop talking. But you people have to talk me. Okay, in the next session onwards, I wanted you all people have to talk to me.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah, thank you.
Thank you.
Rajani, Rajini Patil.
Hello, sir.
Parties. Yeah, hi. Yeah.
Uh, s- uh, I like this session, sir.
Okay.
I know the data analyst, but today's I understood a real life example
Awesome.
about cookies.
Okay.
I understood. Thank you, sir.
Excellent. All right. And finally, I have three members. One is Saranya, Wahid, and Yuvashree. Yes, Saranya. Madam, Saranya, madam.
Yes, as I already told you, it has helped me focus and will be a great asset to me.
Great.
That's it.
All right. And Wahid.
I really like the session, sir. Thank you so much for the words.
Hey, you are so much hurry, man. Are you just riding a bike or car somewhere? All right. Yuvashree.
The KT was so cool, and
Um,
it's like so. After a long time, I used to have this technical knowledge.
Great. Great to hear. All
Yeah.
right. So you all done now. So great. So I take this chance that you people have got something for today, and I have shared a KT what I have understood on the topics which I have shared to you people. So I've given an agenda what we people will be going around with this course entire part, and we'll also get started on the technical end from next session onwards. And do remember, I've given you homework. It's not a homework, it's all I wanted you people to understand on what happens at the background of each of the things. That's the reason I have asked you to go and surf something called HTML. Don't give me an theoretical answer saying like HTML hypertext markup language. It's not a programming language. It's something related to an element where it is doesn't have something related with the variables, loops, and all those stuffs. I request you to understand why we say it's not a programming language and why it has been said it's a first language to use on the browser. All right. All right. Yes, I'm winding this session now, and I wanted Nirmala Devi. Ma'am, are you there? Um, who else is there? The lead. Nirmala Devi. Hello.
Sir, is there any WhatsApp or Discord group to interact with people over here?
Yes, Chandrakanth. What is that? You are asking, is there a WhatsApp group
or a Discord group or anything, so to interact with people?
That's an awesome question. Okay. So I wanted Nirmala Devi to answer this. Nirmala Devi, are you there? Can we create a WhatsApp group with this session? I mean, the sections of batch 1 so that anything they wanted to put down and they can easily put down in the WhatsApp group so that hold on. Come on.
Or we can create a group also.
I'm not sure. This needs to be discussed with the management as well as with Nirmala Devi. Probably she can answer the right thing. Just hold on so that I can call her and see whether.
Hello. Yes sir. இல்ல இல்ல சொல்லுங்க. அப்படியா? ஓகே ஓகே. Okay, sir. Any question? Okay, okay, sir. I inform to ma'am, sir. Okay, inform to ma'am. After that, I will tell you. Mm. Okay, sir. Yes, sir. Yes. Mm. Mm. Okay, okay, sir. Yeah, thank you, sir.
All right, guys. So this will be taken care by Nirmala Devi, and she will talk to the management and she will proceed on what and all the requests you have raised, and that will be given. All right. All right. Thank you. You are free now. You can enjoy your day. Have a good day. Bye bye.
Sir, thank you, sir.
Thank you,
Thanks.
sir.
Thanks.
Bye
Thank
bye.
you,
Thanks
sir.
for
Thank
your
you, sir.
training.
Thank you, sir. Bye, sir.
Have a
Bye
nice day, sir.
bye. Good day.
Vanessa.
Thank you, sir.
Okay. Hello everyone. Hope you SAT training will be useful for this in this training. I hope sir asking about the WhatsApp group. I'm asking to ma'am. After that, I will tell you. Um, yes. Okay. Yes.
Okay, ma'am.
Any doubts? Yes. Okay. I yes. Okay. Thank you all for your timing and spend the time for training. Thank you.
Shall we leave now?
Yeah. Yeah. Yes. Thank you.
Thank you, ma'am.
Okay.